we'll have this discussion.
Discussion? What discussion?
This is a discussion combustion.
Coming to you from Denver, Colorado.
This is Discussion Combustion Podcast with your hosts, Kevin Batstone and Arthur Raw.
Welcome back, y'all, and thanks for tuning in. This is Discussion Combustion, episode 80, coming to you from the snowy, cold Colorado, as always. We got a good one lined up for you tonight. Our good friend Alec is in studio. Former military man, owner of the Denver Gun Factory. We're going to be talking some guns tonight, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Very excited.
But first, got to pay the bills. And today's episode is brought to you by Mountain Made CBD. Head on over to mountainmade.life to stock up on all of your crystal clear CBD needs. Check out that new product.
Absolutely, guys. You know the place, and you know Mountain Made is doing things. They're always trying to innovate, always trying to bring new CBD products to you, and they have the Combat, which is out. We ordered a couple of those.
You're being ready to try it.
It's all your vitamins with CBD, zinc, vitamin A, a bunch of other stuff. They got the dog product that's for your furry friends, and they also have the new Recover line coming up too with the chamomiles in it.
Yeah, they're gonna replace or essentially offer a second option from the Magnolia.
Yeah.
A lot of people are having some dreams, which I have on it, which I think is a lot of fun. You get in there, you start doing some wild dreams, but some people didn't like that. So Mountain Made said, we hear you guys, we're going to put chamomile in there instead.
And who doesn't love chamomile tea? I'm going to take one of those with chamomile tea to sleepy time, and I'm going to be sleeping fantastic.
That's going to help you get some rest, man.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? We got Christmas a week away. Great gift ideas. Great products on the table here. You guys can see the Build, Boost, Recover, Puff. They got CBD products for dogs, taking care of your furry friends.
Auto ship, auto pay, auto discount. So
Bundle and
be sure
save.
to sign up for that. I mean, the discounts are really nice on that, and it just takes the whole thought process out of it. And also, if you are a place out there that wants to sell CBD, Mountain Made is set up with all the regulations, so you could definitely have them on your shelves.
Yep, hit them up, guys. They're ready to work with you. If you're an athlete, you want to be a brand ambassador, they're certainly offering those services as well. A little bit of hashtag Go Like Hell gear. These guys are ripping, tater, chipping. That's that hashtag Go Like Hell mentality. Go like hell, baby. And today's episode is also brought to you by Wild Outdoor Adventures. Get yourself outdoors, guys. I know it's cold out there, but a lot of great things to see over there at WOAMEET.com.
Easy to use website, free to use website. A lot of the events that they have are no charge as well. This is a great place to ask questions online, start a conversation, start a blog. Hope for teens, hope for vets. If you're an entrepreneur, definitely check it out. And man, I'm telling you, they bring people together. This is a place where you can build friendships through experiences in Colorado. And if you're from the state or you're just coming through, you're interested in some winter activities, definitely check it out. That's WOAMEET.com.
That's less dreaming and more exploring. And let's jump into this thing, man. We got our new friend in the building, Alec, sitting down. We're having a couple cold beers. In fact, he brought us a couple man cans that we've been enjoying here.
Yes, thank you for this.
Talking
problem,
off
man.
air. And yeah, thanks, brother, for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for making the trip down. I know you're a busy man.
No worries, man.
The gun sales are through the roof, and I know you've been plowed.
It's been a slammed year for guns, and I'm just a small fish in an ocean too. So, but yeah, man, it's been a super busy year for us.
Yeah,
but
that's exciting though, man.
I'm fortunate for that because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people, everything that got put out, lost their business, all that. So we're still pretty lucky, pretty fortunate.
Good problems to have.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's been a tough year for everybody. We've been talking about that week in and week out, but great business to be in. Obviously, huge passion for it. I'm totally stoked to pick your brain on some topics tonight. But
Yeah, I got some questions for you.
oh yeah,
They've been rattling in my brain a while.
yeah. We and a lot of people have been looking forward to the set, man. We've been looking to get a gun guy on, and I'm glad that you were able to answer the call. We were kind of joking around how we met on social media.
Yeah.
And you're like a little skeptical, like who the fuck are these guys? Still a great story. It's gonna crack me up every time.
It is a good story. Yeah, you're like, what is what is combustion
And what do you want?
What do you want from me?
Yeah.
And that was our
That's my
introduction
favorite
to you, man.
My favorite introduction to a guest by far yet.
Yeah.
It's IG, man. I
Yeah.
don't fucking trust anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know who you guys are, so I'm glad I know now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can fact check us. We got episodes. You can go back. Like, it's legit. It's a legit offer. But yeah, man, you're military. You have a military background, and we support the vets here. We, I always thank for your service. And so you came through that. You had a passion for guns growing up, and like, did you always want to kind of do a gun shop, or Is that something that like kind of fell on your lap, or like how did that come
A
in?
little bit of both. I always had a passion for the military, even at a young age, watching the History Channel, the Military Channel TV shows, and I was like, it's probably what I'm going to do one day. Hated school, D's, F's, whatever. You know what I mean? I graduated with a 2.1. Like barely made it.
Yeah.
Just enough to get my.
Just skated by.
And it wasn't because I'm stupid. It's because I didn't give a shit.
Right.
I didn't do homework. I didn't go to school. Skipped. I joined at 17, finished the senior year. So I did a delayed entry program, and then went off the boot. Got the one combat deployment. Never deployed again. All of us guys wanted to go. We were infantry in a recon unit, 573 in the 82nd Airborne. So. We wanted to do our job. We like our job. I like to be an infantryman a lot. I miss it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't miss the bullshit from the Army either. So
So you did your 4, you hopped out.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was Army. You wouldn't progress on what you did. It was who you knew.
Really?
Sadly, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like the private sector,
Yeah.
if you know people, then it helps open up doors. And like a lot of my jobs, employment that I've had over the years is because I knew somebody
For sure.
that helped me or introduced me to that. And that's what brought me into it.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that the military is kind of similar.
Yeah. So once I got out of the Army, went back to the hometown in Florida. That was a mistake. I mean, I had a good time, but it was like you go back to where you grew up almost, and same people doing the same shit. And I watched a lot of friends go down real bad paths on opiates and pills.
Oh,
down
man.
in Florida, and I was just like, had to escape. So I went up to Virginia, and then went to college. I got a business degree, just an associate's.
Excellent.
And I was like, college was as stupid as high school. So I'm like,
But at least you got to pick what you wanted to learn.
yeah. I mean, I was like, what's generic that isn't a waste of time that can help me? So I was like, business seems all right. And I did fine in college as far as grades. Much better than high school, but actually kind of applied myself.
Yeah, that's the difference, right?
Yeah.
I felt the same way, dude. I skated by in high school, and similar story. My hometown, I moved out of Denver when I was 18. So, and that was because of other reasons. My family was out here and stuff, and I left Wolfboro, New Hampshire, 2,000 miles away. But same scene. These guys were in the same shit, doing the opiates, just kind of stuck in that. It's good to escape from that, I think, when, that opportunity presents itself.
Yeah. Yeah, now, I started lifting in the Army. I was always a smaller guy. And then I think when I got up to 180, I was like, oh, I'm like big now, but now
What do you? Because you're looking pretty stocky over there.
I'm 230 now, but
Okay.
I'm down from about 242, and that's because I've been boxing since November. I've been boxing since I was 23, but I've been boxing every day since November.
Okay.
With DeVero Williamson over at Touch of Sleep in Inglewood.
Nice.
He's a WBC, WBO heavyweight champ.
Shout out.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
He was in the Olympics. He's got a stellar amateur career, Hall of Famer, real cool
So
guy.
he's a good guy to train under.
For sure, yeah. And yeah, man, I love boxing. I mean, MMA is cool too. We got some guys, one of my buddies I met through another MMA friend, they've been coming to the gym because their gym's getting shut down with COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're coming out to the boxing gym. So, I'm doing some MMA with them. We're not grappling or anything because there's nowhere to grapple at the boxing gym, but
Yeah.
kickboxing, kicks, and
Yeah, some kickboxing is. I did some Muay Thai for a little bit, and I did some sparring, and after I got all the punches and stances down, and I always remember because I thought I was doing pretty good, and like my muscle memory wasn't there for the blocks. Like when you saw that kick coming, like
Yeah.
I didn't have it down yet. And this dude just kept taking advantage of that, and he like kicked me in the solar plexus like one really good time, like with the flick of the heel
Yeah.
and everything. And I'll always remember like like it knocked the air out of me, and like he held back because he easily could have just like whopped me right
Yeah.
there. And it was kind of fun getting my ass kicked. Like I enjoy getting my ass kicked doing that, and there's a couple punches that I surely
Yeah.
landed too that felt fucking great.
it's more fun than getting your ass kicked.
Kicking ass.
someone's
Yeah,
ass.
yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, that's why I train. I don't, I might compete here soon. I talked to them about getting a fight, but with COVID, it's been difficult. I've always just sparred guys. A lot of pros help them get ready for their fights and stuff like that. But I never competed or anything. I think I'd like to. 31, not getting younger. So
Yeah, true.
why not get that?
Grab
get
the
that
bull
off
by
the
the horns,
chest?
jump on
man.
that fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I sparred a lot. I've been doing that for a long time, but so we'll see what happens.
Well,
That's cool. That's a good passion to have.
that's awesome, man. Yeah, I was talking about. My fitness level is terrible. I'd get the shit kicked out of me. So my goal right now is just to make sure that you're not going to want to beat my ass. I don't want to take a punch from you, brother.
Come on out and get some at the gym, man.
I'm gonna have to, man.
Yeah, dude. We'll get you squared away.
I might,
dude.
I might
Gotta
have
get
to check
yourself
it
a
out,
mouth
dude.
guard
It
first,
might
though.
do me some good, honestly. Get some of that aggression out. We're
Yeah.
in this hustle and bustle, and
Yeah.
drinking beer every night and just getting in this pattern. I might need something like that.
I'll tell you what, the workout sucks. Okay, but you're not. I tell people all the time, like, no one leaves a good workout regretting going.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point.
And when you're trying to get into it, and then you're like, oh, you're lazy, you're eating donuts, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
you got going on. It's like the biggest regret is not going, not making goals, not succeeding, not
Yeah.
achieving. Those are the biggest regrets. So I'd rather deal with that bullshit and hating the being fatigued and tired at the gym than go home and skipping a workout and
you feel
hating
really
myself
good
at
after
the
that.
house
Yeah. So
eating,
true.
eating Oreos when
Yeah.
I'm like 2 sleeves down. And I've been there, man.
So basically, what he's saying, I mean, if you got an ambition, go out there and grab it because
Own it.
Because life is gonna keep going by, and
It'll pass you.
and and then you'll just look back and be like, why didn't I ever do that? And so do the hard thing. Like, so many people get complacent and get comfortable with things happening, but like if you can break your comfort zone and do, like, it shouldn't be easy if it's worth it. Like, you have to expect, you got to pull it out of yourself. Like, you got to expect that if you're actually trying to do something.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, the workouts are great. Like, I got that ankle injury. I gained a lot of weight this year, and we got a stationary bike, one of the really nice ones with like the big screen. And we got it 3 days ago. I rode it 3 days in a row. Like, my goal is to do at least 30 days in a row without stopping, and that way, like, I just want to get into that routine and make that happen.
Sure.
Yeah.
Better workout routines.
Yeah,
That's why I want to get a fight. Because
You got to go to work, Jamie. We love you.
Later, brother.
I don't want to be 55 and look back and be like, why didn't I ever do that,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm already 31 and there's already missed opportunities for me there.
Yeah.
But I'm a business owner now, blah blah blah, etc. I've done things that I had goals, but as far as that's definitely something that I've always thought about and just never completely checked off as far as an actual sanctioned fight.
Sure.
So, I mean,
Well, and that's something
what
you
are
get
the
out,
steps
though.
even? Have you researched that? Like,
Yeah, it's really not that hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I can just talk to Vero and he can set me up with someone to punch in the mouth.
Yeah.
My other buddy, he's into LFA. These guys are good, and they're like 25, 26. They're young kids. And, they're even probably 40, 50 pounds lighter than me. But, man, they
They got that little
It's
young,
just- it's-
young buck spirit.
The thing is, it's the kicking, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I can box decent, but, like, these kids can kick me in the mouth,
Yeah, the kicking
Boom,
is a
roundhouse.
whole other game. Like, yeah, when I was learning about the Muay Thai stuff, like, they were teaching you, like, if you're in like the street fight, just step on their toes. And they, like, taught you all these, like, little techniques with your feet and, like, how to, like, wear people down with your legs and keep distance with your legs. And honestly, like, if I was to get into, like, a street scuffle and it wasn't, like, super fast, I had time to, like, get my stance, dude, I would probably try to throw, like, a hefty kick.
Yeah.
Like, throw them legs. Like, the people don't expect that either.
Shin to shin is terrible.
Oh,
That hurts.
Yeah. And, I mean, my kicks are decent. Like, if you haven't fought, you might have a bad day. But, if you're a pro, like I said, those guys, it's next level, man.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'm just constantly working. I'm constantly
Yeah.
trying to get better, no matter what it is. Whether I'm just working on myself, emotionally, spiritually, whatever,
Yeah.
or physically.
It's a good place to be, man. It's a good
Yeah.
mindset to have. Like we were talking about, we're early 30s. We don't want life to pass us by. It's inspiring. I feel like I should do something. I've just gotten sucked in this, drinking beer and lazy lifestyle. I probably should take it up in my fitness.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
do it tomorrow.
All right, Alec.
yeah.
I'm gonna make it.
Dude,
Yeah.
you got the apartment you got a stationary bike there, right?
Yeah, I do.
Dude, so I'm riding the stationary bike. You get on that too. And I did want to announce this. I'm doing dry January. I'm gonna do that coming up this year for myself. And,
I'm on the fence.
and it's just something that I feel like would be really good for me. Ever since we did Sober October, I feel like what I was talking to the listeners, what I was talking about during that time was like I wanted these good habits to last longer than just this month, and I wanted to make a bigger impact than it did last year. And I think, I've been drinking less during the week, and sometimes I'll put them back still, but I really want to do that for myself. And so I'm going to ride this bike every day. I'm going to, do these little things and work on a better me. And honestly, to be honest, our software glitched out. We had like a 40-minute conversation going. It just glitched out. And Alec, you were saying some really inspiring stuff on that little break about how, sometimes the little things in life could get to us, and how recently you listened to some stuff and it helped like motivate you to get out of that.
I listened to this podcast. I had a friend send it to me, and it's like an Oprah Winfrey one, so everyone can make fun of me. That's cool. But I was already at this point in my life where I was trying to not get mad at spilled coffee, not get mad at the red light, not get mad at traffic. I mean, shit's gonna happen. It's fucking life. Nothing's gonna go your way. And when shit goes wrong, like with the technical failure we had earlier, it's gonna go wrong. You just gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
And then this podcast just gave me a different view of what I was already trying to do, and I've been able to kind of run with it, and I feel better, It's weird, man. It's like a weird feeling.
It's like a weight off your chest.
For sure, yeah. Just being aware of like how you act and what you're doing.
It's a game changer for sure, man. It's something I've been working on for years. I've dealt with a lot of anger problems since I was young. Like when I became a teenager, I was really, I was short, I was scrawny, I felt like I was always trying to compete. I was bullied, I was an easy target. And I developed a lot of anger from that. I've been through therapy, I did a little bit of anger management, developed a little bit of alcoholism along the way. But the older I get, every year I am getting better at compartmentalizing what I want to get angry about. I still have nights where I fly off the handle. God bless my girlfriend for hanging with me with that. Because
mine too.
I'll get mad about some shit,
sure.
dude. Stupid shit.
Dude, me too. Dude, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone. And that's why recently I've tried to just look at myself and look at how I'm acting and be like, am I being a 3-year-old having a temper tantrum?
Yep.
Yes, you are.
And if the answer is yes, then shut the fuck up. Yeah. Look at the problem and fix it.
And it's hard to do though at times. I mean,
it is.
Especially when I was in my 20s, I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna stay being a stubborn mule for 3 days before I actually accept ownership. I never wanted to say, all right, I was wrong. I fucked up here. I apologize. I had a hard time learning that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be a wild fucking, and tell everyone to fuck off. I was just so angry, and I'm still working on dialing that back, Alec. I really am.
Well, my anger's not gone, right? I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form. I get mad. I mean, I was frustrated the other day. My employee couldn't show up with snow, and that's not my fault. That's not his fault. It's nobody's fault. But, that's my responsibility. I got to be the only guy at work now, and I got to do everything. And nothing was going my way, and it's like I was fucking grumpy. And then everyone, off. Shout out to Denver Bullets, everyone over there. They didn't talk to me that day. They were just like, leave Alec alone. He's fucking pissed, man. So
word travels fast.
Yeah, one of the guys came over to ask me if I want to get in on buying some guns. He's like, I was going to talk to you yesterday, but you're upset. I was like, that would have made me feel better. You could have talked to me yesterday. He's like, we just leave you alone when you're upset. So
that's funny.
I don't want to like put out that energy. I don't want to, just because I'm mad, I don't want to bring Kevin and Arthur down.
Yeah, it's so true, sure. Man. And I don't think people like truly understand the power that we have with our mood and how that affects the energy in a room.
It's huge.
Like, if like somebody comes into the room and they're like, oh, hey guys, like, what's happening? Like, let's get into this. Like, even if you're like feeling mundane that day, you still might be like, oh, well, let's get into this. But like, opposed to coming into the room and just like, being visibly upset. So to be conscious about that and be conscious about what you're projecting into the world is something that I don't think a lot of people do. And it's a good practice. And even people who do practice being conscious of that, you slip all the time and you have to remind yourself constantly. And I totally agree, man. Stop sweating the small stuff. There's always going to be problems, and if it's worth it, then it's not going to be easy.
Sure.
I agree with what you said, right? Like, someone peppy comes in the room, and if you're down, they can lift you up. But I've had to realize recently that it can be the opposite.
Oh, true.
And sometimes the negativity is stronger. So I can be peppy, and then someone can bring me down. And I've recently the biggest thing is like I just don't want to be the guy that brings people down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I know that feeling. I totally agree with that because I feel like I was that guy for a long time. You know, everyone's having fun. I'm in a pissy mood. I've been through it so many times. You know, I'll say some shit and I'm just combative and people are like, what the fuck's your problem? You know, what's going on? I mean, I'm pissed off about who knows what.
Yeah.
Just pissed off today.
Just pissed.
Yeah.
You know, and so it does. I think a little bit comes with age maybe, you know, and just experiencing different things and then compartmentalizing what it is that you want to get mad about. But I will say that I still get pretty angry when people cut me off in traffic.
Yeah.
One saying that I like is, you know, there's always a fight, but you can pick which ones you participate in. Like, you know, there's always a fight to be had, but like, you know, is it worth fighting about it? Like, and it's about like a mentality or like, you know, like, oh, this person has a different opinion than me. Like, you know, is that worth fighting somebody about or like having a confrontation of sorts?
Sometimes I sit and I just ask myself, like I had an old employee I worked with, right? And he would get heated. And then I had a thing where it's like, I would get mad. I was a manager and I had someone talk to me bad and I walked away because I didn't want to slap him in the mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to walk away, assess the situation and come back, talk to him later. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And someone cutting you off in traffic. Is that going to matter next week?
Nope, sure isn't.
So why the fuck are you going to ruin your day now?
Yeah.
You know? So,
Yeah.
That's true.
I know. I got to get better at it, man. I do.
Yeah.
It's silly.
But
when
traffic,
when you
it's
say
weird
it
because
like
you're in
that.
your bubble. You're
Yeah.
sitting there. And then you've got what Kevin's got to do is important, right? But only to Kevin.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And everyone else is feeling the exact same way.
Yeah. We're
So-
all entitled.
Yeah, for sure.
Basically. I've gotten to the point when I got an older vehicle, my 04 Mary Mountaineer is what I call her, and and you know she's not as peppy as some of my older cars, and I've in my older age, I'm the senior here in this group. You know, I've started driving slower, and I just let those speed demons go. You know, they just, you know, you can have the space; it's there all day.
Just make sure it's in the right lane.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. It's like I don't know, man. I just take it easy. I just take it easy on the roads because
I try to too.
I think most people get stressed out driving. Like there's like two different types of personalities that everybody has. It's their normal personality and then when they're behind the wheel. And like if we could just mesh those two together and, you know, just, you know, if you're a giving person in your normal day-to-day life, then just, you know, give that space up or like, you know, just give them a break on the road. Like you
Sure.
said, is that going to matter next week?
Yeah.
And that's a good way to look at it. Honestly, that's the best way to channel any sort of situation you're in. Am I still going to be upset about this next week? Is this taking value away from what I'm dealing with right now?
Yeah.
So, that's just something I'm going to have to keep fucking grabbing the bull by the horns on.
So
But-
I had some. Did you have something?
I have a lot of things, man.
Okay, but this one's been burning at me. Okay, so you have all these guns. You bought all these guns. You have a gun shop. All right, if you could only have one gun, just one, which one? What kind of gun would it be?
The one closest to me.
The pistol?
You know, I mean, well, not just that, but like
Your
whichever
everyday carry?
one's in the area. I mean,
a good
what's
answer.
going on?
Well,
You know,
come on, man. I wanted like, you know, I'm gonna have a rifle or my pistol or like, you know, like because I'm not a gun owner, so I'm like kind of curious.
I guess, honestly, if I really had to answer that, I guess it'd be my little AR pistol. Just because, fuck, maybe not. I mean, because that's like, that's a really hard question, man. You know, need something that, yeah, maybe, probably be my Colt AR. It's a 16-inch barrel, so it's a rifle.
Okay.
So I can hit at distance. I can still clear rooms. I can pretty much do everything with it. So probably that guy.
So is it like a shorter barrel? Because I'm
No, so my
novice when it
AR
comes to
pistol
Colt AR.
has a 7.5-inch barrel, but its max range is about 200. My 16-inch Colt, its max range is about 600. So, you know, if I had one gun, goddamn, what's that movie? Will Smith with his dog.
Yeah, The Last of Us or no,
Or
it was
Legend,
Last of
right?
Us.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend, yeah.
Yeah. So basically what he has, right? He can shoot deer with it. He can
Yeah.
shoot the fucking zombies or whatever. It's basically, I have that same rifle.
Okay.
That would be the only one. If I could just have one, that's it.
Because I'm not a gun owner, and you know it'd be. Do most people start with a pistol? Is that like normally
It's
like
pretty.
the
That's
route?
pretty generic. It's
Yeah.
small. You can keep it in a nightstand. It's the home defense. It's
Yeah.
that's pretty generic to start with.
Well, I'll probably buy my gun from you, and because I've been wanting to get one for a long time.
We'll set you up.
Yeah,
It's slim pickings right now, dude.
There.
It's like not pick and choose. It's kind of like, this is what we
This is
have.
what we
have. That's
It is rough for gun shops, dude. So
well, and ammo, right? Like
ammo's worse.
Kevin got all jealous the other night. You were showing, you open up the big tub full of
that 5.56.
Yeah.
Oh man,
he was gonna like, should I ask him to bring some for me?
The answer would have been no.
and that's a fair answer. That's a fair answer. I got my buddy down in Texas. He's a big gun guy. He's coming up here in a couple weeks, and he's been stocking up, and he's going to be bringing up some for me.
Sweet.
So, and literally, I've cut out my range time completely, Alec, just because I don't want to be.
Same
I don't want to
with
be sending
me.
rounds down range. I want to stockpile what I can.
Yeah. So I think I mentioned earlier before the show, I got a couple of Army friends out here. My guy Byron, we're all proud of him. He went on to be a Green Beret, and then my guy Seth. So Seth and I, we actually train our students together and stuff. And then sometimes it's just him if it's not a very big class. But Seth and I train together, and then we haven't shot in 2 months just because it's not like it's not that it's not available. The price is like
ridiculous.
400%.
I mean, how hard is it to just make bullets?
Well, that's what they do in my building. So they manufacture ammo. That's where I got that big barrel from, and I can get you some ammo, but you can't have any out of my barrel.
And that's fair.
So
That's
yeah,
fair.
if you ever need some, man, honestly, you can just head on down to Denver Bullets. We can probably work something out.
Excellent. I'm gonna keep that in mind, and we're gonna be coming down that way, man, for sure.
Cool.
I'm excited to to have you in here tonight and made this friendship because
Yeah.
we gotta do some shooting, man. Next
For
summer,
sure, man.
let's let her rip Tater Chip.
Dude, yeah, we'll get you guys out shooting.
I'd be up for it.
T-chip.
Kevin popped my AR cherry, so I never shot in a.
I think
You just need a gun first.
we need to get
I
him a gun
don't
first.
even have one, so I gotta borrow people's right now. I'm on the
Well, not borrow, but I mean
the mooch program.
Yeah.
that was fun. When we went out shooting that time.
It was fun.
So let's talk about your business a little bit, man. So tell us what's going on with that, and then follow up.
So we try to be the one-stop shop. We do sales. We've got a machinist. He's really good at machining, barrel threading, cutting stuff off. We got a mill at our shop, so we can pretty much do anything. I'm an advanced Cerakote applicator, so I put camos.
Cerakote is okay.
Yeah, if you guys checked out my IG page, you can see all the colors and the pinks.
I
and
saw
the
that
purples.
pistol that like had some of the green on it and stuff.
Yeah,
That's some good looking.
Yep.
good
So
look.
everything up on my Instagram, I've done myself. I've Cerakoted it. People bring their guns, they drop it off for me to put a camo on. Right now, there's a lot of guys getting stuff for their wife or something. So we did some Tiffany blue guns. You know what I mean, for them. And then we just do the normal firearm sales, and we got accessories. We're pretty small shop because we're mostly custom work.
Yeah.
But I'm really, through COVID, I've been able to grow about 30-40%. Been able to expand that retail side and have a whole room, have a whole pro shop just for that. Get my guns up on the wall. Like that picture you shared to me, that's just my little shop right there. Yeah, so people come in all the time and we try to help them out with everything. And then we do the training as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We really want all these new shooters, with the millions and millions of people that have bought a gun this year that have never shot. We really want to get them trained up because I think that's super important. It's
crucial.
I think it's a big part of being a responsible gun owner is just really understanding your firearm.
Yeah.
Knowing how to use it and things like that.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
definitely agree with that.
That was the first order of business for me. When I went in, cleared the background check. I got this M&P2. That was my first gun I bought. My little pistol there. And first thing I wanted to know is how to field strip it properly. How to load this thing, how to clean it. What are the working parts? What's going on here? And these pistols they're just so easy now. They're just simple, real simple disassembly. I mean, a lot of Glock heads out there. And I'm not going to knock Glock because I do like Glock, but I'm an S&W guy personally.
What pistol should I get for my first pistol? It's the most it's like the most
So
comfortable one.
it's going to be personal preference. It's
Yeah.
going to be what's good for
Yeah, that's what
Arthur.
everyone
And I tell everybody that, man,
Yeah.
because sometimes people pick up Glocks. Glocks have. Now I've noticed this: if the first handgun you ever shot was a Glock, you're gonna be a Glock person.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, his was the first one that I ever shot, other than like a BB gun, handgun.
Yeah.
That doesn't count, does it?
Glocks, not really.
No.
I don't count.
That goes out the
Yeah.
window.
People call the shop. They're like, "Do you sell BB guns?" And it's like, I kind of want to laugh at them, but I don't. I'm like, "Oh no, we don't." But I'm just like, "No." I'm like,
My lowest caliber is pellet.
yeah.
No.
I buy BB guns because we fuck around in the shop and shoot stuff. So
Oh,
Good squirrel killers.
yeah, that's
Can
about it.
contests, like shooting the cans or something.
Yeah, we're just whatever.
Just having fun.
Yeah, we shot some Chick-fil-A packets of sauce or stupid
Nice.
stuff.
Who has the best aim?
Nobody. It's just a BB gun. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's cool, man. So the majority of people that come into your shop, like first-time gun owners specifically, they show up. What kind of process do you walk them through when they're like, "Hey, man, I really just want to buy a gun. I don't know anything." What's that process look like?
What do you want to do with it?
Yep.
That's usually my first question. What's your goal with the firearm? Home defense, concealed carry. A lot of guns are versatile. Most popular gun right now is a Glock 19. You can conceal carry that moderately comfortably, and then it can stay in the nightstand, and you can protect your house and your family. And then people talk to me about concealed carry. They're like, "Oh, well, it's just so uncomfortable." Well, let me tell you something. You're never going to be comfortable carrying a gun in your pants ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what size.
Yeah, no matter what size. Wintertime, people tend to carry more. Got more clothes, more jackets. It's a little easier. It's probably a little more comfortable. So people carry more in the winter. But that it's funny because crime's even lower in the winter just because people don't like
cold,
to be cold.
yeah.
and-
It's the heat. People get angry when it's hot.
Yeah, they get frustrated.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Like 50 Cent said, it's summertime. It's the killing season.
It is true. Statistically, crime is up in the summer and lower in the winter.
And do you think that's because more people are out and about and they're just more willy-nilly, drinking, hanging out outdoors, or what do you think plays into that statistic?
I have no idea.
That's
I think a little bit of what you said and a little bit of what Arthur said.
Yeah.
I think people get hot and ornery.
I mean,
and
yeah,
then people
I get
get
cranky
drunk
too.
and brave
Yeah.
and
10 feet tall and bulletproof?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's it, man.
Yeah.
I don't really have the right answer for that one.
It's a philosophical question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, a little bit. But yeah, so when I bought my pistol back in March, it was early March when I first got mine. My background check cleared within hours. Then I bought my M&P Sport 2, my first AR. I love that rifle. And I'll tell you this, man, I had to buy it as a California compliant because it was one of the only things I could get at the time. And we all know how ridiculous that is.
We can fix that for you.
Oh, it's already fixed.
Okay,
before I put a round through it, I ripped off the shark fin, put on Magpul pistol grip, got the adjustable stock on there, put the muzzle flash on there, and that was the three things that I need to do to make it not California compliant. Right?
I don't even deal with California, like as far as mailing or anything like that. If someone from California wants to send it to me, I'll accept it because they have so many stupid fucking laws.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's like, I'm kind of at the point where any gun law is an infringement. And, I mean, we're already far enough, and then, it just doesn't look like it's going to get any better from here on out either.
It could be a slippery slope coming up.
Yeah.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you was, and I literally just this information was, I realized this today. Someone had sent me a couple things, and I'm sure you're already way ahead of me on this. Is the ATF is now considering these 80/20 lowers for a background check? You probably know more about that than I do.
I have heard that. I mean, ATF is doing a lot of stuff right now that people are unhappy with. They're already attacking the pistol braces. They sent a cease and desist to, I don't remember the name of the company, but they make that popular little pistol, the Honey Badger.
Oh yeah.
They said they couldn't sell that anymore. I don't know exactly where that went.
So do they recall them or do those guys come back or
basically, should be regulated under the NFA, the National Firearms Act, which would mean that you register it, and then it's going to get reserialized as a short barrel rifle. So all this is about is getting $200. All this is about is a tax. This isn't about you can't have it because it's inherently more dangerous, because it's not. My 16-inch AR is a regular rifle, no NFA.
What does that mean? Because I don't know any of this gun terminology.
Once you have a rifle that goes under 16 inches, and you have
as far as like barrel length,
and
Okay.
then you have a butt stock, so it means
Yes.
it's designed to be shouldered, becomes a short barrel rifle.
Okay.
That is illegal to own unless you pay a $200 tax stamp and wait a year and then register it.
And that's across the board.
It's across the board for short barrel rifles. So
is like your gun considered that then?
No, so I don't believe the M&P Sport 2.
you most likely just have a regular AR-15 rifle.
Yes.
Is it because the barrel is shorter on that?
Because
Is
it's longer, 16 inches.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So it takes more time for the shorter barreled rifle, or like.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we've been able to get around that by putting, instead of a stock on, a pistol brace. So, and then the ATF has been, that kind of where that Honey Badger firearm falls into play, where that wasn't a stock, it's a pistol brace. So it's a lot of weird terminology.
Sure.
And, so the pistol brace, the ATF said, yeah, you can shoulder it, blah, blah, blah. And they had approved these. And then now they're saying that they didn't approve it, and they're starting to attack these pistol braces. The pistol brace on a short barrel AR-15 is still considered legally a pistol. So you buy a rifle caliber pistol with a brace that is designed to be shot with one hand that is braced up against your forearm.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
But the ATF said that we're allowed to shoulder it, and then they seem like they're kind of
walking it back
and retracting all this, which is weird because they're not a legislative anything. They don't
Right.
legislate laws, they enforce laws.
Sure. Yeah. So what's going on with these 80/20s then? Because my buddy and I, we were trying to grab a few of those, and now we're hearing these reports. There's a couple websites out there that you can do a lot of online purchases on, and what I'm hearing is a lot of these guys are giving up that information, for who's purchasing these lowers, and now the ATF/FBI are going to be investigating these transactions.
I don't know, man. 2020 is a weird year. The elections, everything seems to be really weird, and if you look at Joe Biden's plan, it's laid out. People that don't understand, had a conversation with my brother. He was telling me, he's like, he's pro 2A. He's a gun owner. Like, owning a shotgun doesn't mean you're pro 2A. And it was kind of laughable, but I don't know if this ties in with that. I don't know what connections is where, but I don't know why the ATF is just all of a sudden saying you can't do this. It has never been illegal. Not we as in us, but like all three of us can individually manufacture your own firearm and keep it. If you sell it, that's when it becomes illegal. You can make a gun in your garage, and that is 1,000,000% legal. There's nothing illegal about making your own firearm.
And like the 3D printed stuff, like I've seen that too, where people are 3D printing parts and.
Sure.
And honestly, those suck.
Do
you know
they?
what I mean? Yeah.
Because they're not ready for that usage, and do they just break? I mean, have you?
I've never shot one. Someone brought one into the shop and was asking me something. I was like,
You're like, what is this?
I can't even really help you with that, man. Like,
Yeah.
legally, we're not allowed to work on that. So you can't halfway make a gun, bring it to me, and want me to finish it. That's illegal.
Okay.
And then me give it back to you. I can't do that.
Because then there's like a purchase thing. There's money involved.
Yeah, there needs to be a background check. It's like needs to be serialized type thing. It becomes like,
People come in with these ridiculous requests and just think this is going to happen.
yeah, I've had someone ask me, like, can you make this full auto? And I was just like, that's not allowed.
Huh.
So.
Yeah. That's that class, level 3 weapons permit?
Yeah, it's just, I think it's a Form 3. I don't remember the exact forms with the ATF. But you can own a machine gun.
Sure.
Denver Bullets sells them. And, but they've got an MP5 that's going for about $36,000.
$36,000?
Yep. So
Like not 3,600, but
36,000. Yeah, the cheapest one's about $10,000.
Damn.
Yeah. That's
Basically,
serious artillery.
Ronald Reagan in 1986. You could about then. All right, we all seen Terminator 1, right?
One of my favorite movies of all time.
What's my favorite scene when he walks into the gun shop? Uzi 9mm, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That movie came out in 1980. That movie came out in 1984.
84, yeah.
Okay, you could buy full autos in the stores then. 2 years later, Ronald Reagan made that illegal. He grandfathered all of the current machine guns in, so you could keep it. Had to register it under the NFA, the National Firearms Act. I don't know if they had to pay the $200 tax stamp, but if it's so those become a transferable machine gun. Anything made after 1986, you have to have a special occupancy tax stamp. So being like a manufacturer like myself and have that tax stamp, and or military law enforcement. Those are the only people that can be in possession of a post-86 machine gun. And it's usually, so basically I could make a machine gun like a full auto MP5, and then be able to sell it to police departments, SWAT teams, and things like that.
Or somebody else who has that class.
Or another dealer that has that SOT, but it can never go to an individual.
So an individual, there's no way for them to get an SOT?
No, you have to be a business to get the SOT.
Huh, okay.
But you can own a machine gun as long as it was made in 1986 or before.
Oh, so you're like looking at old stuff, like vintage guns.
Yeah, but that's why they're so expensive.
Oh,
So
that
that's-
makes sense why it's 36 grand.
They hold
Yeah,
they hold
because
their value.
they're not going to last forever.
Yeah.
So they're dying out, and honestly, they're only going to increase in value.
Sure.
So if you buy it, never shoot it, 40 years from now, you have a really nice condition, full auto MP5. It's going to be worth $80,000.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's gonna be. I mean, especially for a gun collector. I mean, they're gonna
sure.
pay whatever they want for it.
Yeah. I mean,
I never even heard about any of this.
yeah.
Well, that's why we have Alec here.
Yeah. Yeah.
educate us.
Enlighten me, enlighten the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
And I don't have my SOT yet, so
Okay.
I don't deal with machine guns or suppressors. Suppressors are also under the NFA.
Okay.
And that was one of the questions I was going to ask you. We had a listener that wanted to know if you did. I think what Title II transfer on the suppressors.
Yeah, I do, but they can go see Denver Bullets.
Okay.
Those guys will do it for them, and they'll help them out.
Good to know.
Good
Okay.
connection down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like you guys good. I mean, I'm stoked to come down.
Our
and check it
building's
out.
pretty sweet. We don't, and it's cool because we don't really step on each other's toes. They manufacture ammo, all the Type 3, Type 2 stuff, suppressors, full autos, and then all the customization, Type 1 firearms like your M&P 2.0 and all that stuff you guys can get from me. So
That's
it's
awesome.
Like a one-stop building right there.
Oh yeah,
is cool.
we're coming down there, man. We're gonna be bringing some business your way.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
great, man.
We're gonna have to wait until after the first of the year. I just blew some cash on Christmas gifts.
You're gonna sell Arthur his first gun.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what's gonna
You're
happen.
probably gonna do that.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I can already see it
I
lining
can
up.
see you're getting excited.
I am, man. Yeah. What do you want, a rifle or handgun, you think?
I think I'm gonna get a handgun for my first
Okay.
one. Take the normal progression.
I've got a Glock Gen 5 Glock 17 right now, which is kind of hard to get, and they're pretty popular.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's got a camo Cerakote on it.
yeah, I'm not pulling the trigger immediately.
No pun
Pun
intended.
intended. Pun intended.
But no, I'm definitely interested. It's probably something that I'll get first quarter 2021,
Yeah. Okay, cool, man.
something like that.
So, the hardest thing right now with us is just supply.
Yeah.
I mean,
bet.
it's just there's nothing available. I'm calling my distributors every week, and I'm like, "What do you have? What's available?"
Like this is all we got.
Yeah. When I started, last year, and then up till about somewhere in March, stuff really started going out of stock. But I could just go on and I'd see, there's 1,100 Glocks. So yeah, if you want one, I can order you one. It's not like that right now. So it's been difficult.
So big wait list. So if I wanted a specific gun, I wouldn't even know if I wanted it because I didn't try it out first and feel it in my hands and all that. Do you have like a weighted clip that doesn't have bullets in it so people can test and feel the actual weight that it would be loaded?
That weight's not gonna make or break the firearm.
Right.
Well, don't you want to kind of check it out with
But that's what I mean. That's not gonna make or
yeah.
break your decision. I don't think.
Okay.
I mean, it's not gonna be that much heavier.
Do they make anything like that though? Just like a dummy clip to throw in
Well, a magazine, snap
or magazine? Yeah, because a clip is like the big thing.
Well, and so the clip.
Right.
So I want to bring you into this
Yeah,
this clip
Because
magazine
he
debate
corrected me the other day.
because you're the gun guy. Let's go.
Clip
wish-
and magazine. What's the difference?
I wish I had like a PowerPoint, so and a laser pointer. Or something. A magazine is a magazine fed, so there's ammunition in the magazine and it feeds into the firearm, right?
With like a spring.
yes, so
Okay.
the spring is pressing up on it and it's feeding each time.
Okay.
A clip is something like in the World War II M1 Garand, right? We've all played Call of Duty and you hear that ping, right? When you're out of ammo on that
Yeah.
gun. That's a clip. It's because it's in a clip. When you buy like 5.56 or 223 or even 7.62 by 3.9 for the SKS, it comes on this clip. Or even like an old Mauser World War One, I don't know what caliber that shoots, I can't think, but they come on a clip. And you can put the clip right in. So if it has a fixed magazine, so it's not a detachable magazine.
Oh, okay.
So you put the clip, there will be a slot, and you can put the clip, and you just press the rounds down into the magazine, take the clip, toss it off
Gotcha.
onto the ground, whatever, and then you can shoot, and that's how that works. I hear people say clip all the time. I don't even care. I don't correct them.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
matter. I mean, I know what you're talking about. So
Yeah, of course.
magazine. So if you want to sound well educated around your gun folk, your pro Second Amendment folk, you
Yeah.
say magazine.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're talking about handgun magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Not the clip.
through movies and other
Yeah.
things, I think people have been programmed
Throw
to.
me a clip.
Whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of the first things. My buddy in Texas is like, it's a magazine, spring fed into your pistol, it's a mag. So
Like I
I
said-
drop clip like a bad habit.
I don't even care. I don't even correct people anymore at this point. Like I hear it so much, I'm like, yeah, sure. Clips are right there.
You'd be spending like, if you tallied it, you like did a stopwatch every time you explained the difference. Like you'd be spending like years of your life explaining this one
Yeah.
thing.
If I had $1 for every time I heard clip, I could retire.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I can only
funny.
imagine. But yeah, so I mean, going back to getting your handgun. So when the first thing for me was because I had the same questions. I was like, well, what should I get? I didn't know I was going to end up with a Smith & Wesson, and there's a lot of great options out there. I'm not going to just plug them, but it was what felt best in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
The first pistol I ever shot was a Smith & Wesson 40 cal, and I loved it. And then I shot a Glock. It was a Glock Model 22, the 40 cal. I like that as well. And I said, for my everyday carry, my EDC, I wanted a 9. What are you laughing about?
Just how excited you are talking about this.
I've
He's
been
all
looking
rubbing-
forward to
He's all
this.
rubbing his legs over. He's like, dude, this is what I was doing.
I'm just telling you my story.
I'm sorry, man. I just love you, bro. That's why I
love you too,
I
man.
started cracking
But,
up over here.
And so then I ended up with this M&P. I was like, man, I love the interchangeable grips in it. And there's just so many competitive gun makers now. It's really tough to say what's better than the other. It really truly comes down to, and I'm sure you tell your customers this, what feels right in your hand and what are you expecting to do with this firearm, like you said.
Yeah, that's a good
Well, that's
question.
what I was telling Arthur. I mean, it's like he wants to know what I can throw. I mean, honestly, me being a Glock guy, solid go-to, go find Glocks. Unfortunately, we only have one.
Isn't there a bunch of extra safeties on those?
Yeah, and that's the funny thing. People are like, I hear a lot of silly things in the shop. But I've had people like, oh yeah, Glocks don't have safeties. And I was like, Glocks actually have 5 safeties. They actually have 1 trigger safety. That means that it won't pull unless your finger's on the trigger. And then they have 4 other internal safeties. So they're an extremely safe gun. And even your M&P right now. I mean, guns are designed, it's not going to shoot unless you pull the trigger. And I've seen it in person, even with a 1911. 1911s have multiple safeties. And someone was doing a class. I was just an RSO at a range. And, an older gentleman, he went to put his gun away and it shot off. And then the instructor came out to me, who's a friend of mine. And he's like, he knew I was a gunsmith. He's like, hey man, check this gun out. It just went off. And that's like a huge red flag to me. I'm like, cause guns don't just go off.
Right.
Unless it's in a fucking fire or something.
Yeah.
Like they just don't shoot by themselves. My gun's been sitting here on the floor the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's there.
It's in a bag. He got it in like a bag or
I
something.
got a little fanny pack, so you guys can make fun of me later.
You're good. We'll check it out after the app.
Yeah.
No, you're making fanny packs manly again.
Dude, I love it. I love it. I feel like I'm bringing it back a little bit.
Your beard and the fanny pack, I'm saying, that's an attractive move.
I've worked on the beard, man. So
Looks good, man.
Yeah,
No, it looks
thanks,
good.
guys. Yeah.
we were talking about
We're beard guys
We're
here for
making
sure.
a
We
point
like
to
some
call it
beards.
Alex Beard on air.
Yeah.
While we're talking guns because it's a man episode.
Yeah.
But
But what was I saying?
so we were talking about you were dealing with an RSO and then a firearm that went up. Firearms
Oh yeah,
don't
so
go
yeah,
off.
it just went off and you
Yeah,
had to
so
repair it.
I'm looking at it and passes every function check. There's nothing wrong with the firearm. It's like a brand new Springfield 1911. Springfield's it is my favorite 1911. They make an awesome firearm. They're a great company, pretty much all around. I really like them. And so I pulled the gentleman to the side, and we unloaded it. We went off to the side, and I said, "Okay, take me through. Show me what you did." And then I could just see, and it's weird. I'm gonna stereotype old white guys. They always have this old bent finger, like in the trigger. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because they're old and their fingers aren't straight or fucking
It's
what.
the arthritis.
Yeah, I honestly think that's. I don't. I honestly think that might be what the fuck it is. But basically, his finger went into the trigger as he put it into his holster. Holster pressed his finger against the trigger and it shot.
How do you not notice that you're doing that?
Because he's an old man taking
But
a
how
class.
old was he, do you think?
If I had to guess, like 75.
And
you know what I
did
mean?
you tell him, like,
I told him. I said
discipline?
no. I said, hey, it didn't go off. You definitely pulled the trigger. You know, when he had showed me, I'm like, okay, I think what happened, your finger was in the way.
How did he react to that? Was he?
He didn't finish the class. The instructor was willing to let him finish the class. Luckily, the gun just went through his holster and struck the ground.
That's
so
a good
nobody
thing.
got hurt. Nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like best case scenario for
Oh, absolutely.
something you know, pretty serious like
he
that.
didn't get injured. Nobody else was injured. That's obviously best case scenario. So was it like one of those old school, old West leather holsters where it just goes in?
No, I honestly can't remember. It might have been like a plastic Kydex holster.
Okay.
But whatever it was, you know, was durable enough to press his finger against the trigger.
Against the trigger.
But that's like rule number 1 is don't fucking point it at something you don't want to shoot.
That you don't want to shoot. Yep.
And then rule number 2 is keep your booger hook off the bang switch.
Booger hook? Oh, yeah, because you're
Yeah.
picking your nose with that.
Yeah.
Oh, so since I just had this thought, like, okay, sometimes, like, you're booger hooking, and it's so satisfying, and then you run out of material, and then you're, like, going back in, and there's nothing to booger hook. So that went through my head the other day. I had an opportunity to say it. That's it.
Okay.
Right on, man.
Yeah, I do a
But
little bit
yeah,
of gold picking, but
That's dangerous, though, man.
oh, it's very dangerous. And I was actually just having this conversation with your brother last night when he was
Yeah.
over about my holster. What I like about the way I holster this weapon is anytime I draw it, I mean, I guess I can kind of show it on air. I always draw in a safe position, and there's no, I mean, unless I completely don't know what's going on, when I reholster it, there's no way my finger's going on that trigger.
Well, okay, so when Kevin does it, just for listeners, like, he has to push down his pointer finger
I mean, you know
on
what's
it.
going on. It's a simple button release, and it
Yeah.
always draws in that safe position.
Yeah, so his finger is not within the like, is it called the trigger? What is that section
It's a
called?
trigger well.
Trigger well. Yeah, so his finger's not in the trigger well when he unholsters, and that's how it should be. You know, that's trigger discipline.
Trigger finger discipline. Yeah.
Trigger well, trigger guard, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The thing around it is called a trigger guard.
Okay.
You know,
And then on the inside is the well.
well, I mean, more of like a magazine well. Maybe I was wrong, but I would just call it a trigger guard probably.
Yeah.
Trigger guard. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was curious because when you said, when you holster a weapon, I mean, unless your finger is on the trigger as you're holstering it, which shouldn't be that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
obviously the mistake of the firearm holder. You never should have your finger on the trigger unless you're ready to fire, right?
Big time.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, accidents happen. We all know. I mean, some of the best gun owners in the world and guys.
Yeah, but those are accidents you can't take back.
right.
You know.
And like you said, fortunately, nobody was hurt in that incident, and that's really the silver lining.
Yeah. And I'd rather shoot myself than anybody else.
Right.
We said that in the Army in Iraq. I remember, you know, because I was just a young kid over there. I turned 19 over there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're yelling at you. They're like, you better wake the fuck up, whatever, you know, whatever's going on. It's like, otherwise you're going to get yourself killed or worse, one of your buddies. And it was always drive that in. It's like the worst thing I can do is get somebody else killed.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'd rather die than fucking have to live with a decision I made that caused one of my friends to go away.
Yeah, I mean, that would be
And
the
I find
hard-
that the same with firearm safety. The last thing I'd ever want to do is hurt someone in the home or whatever. So safety's huge.
Oh, it's huge, man. I anytime I take, because I don't want to consider myself a gun expert. I'm not, Alec. I really want to learn as much as I can. I pass my firearm safety and my concealed carry. I feel like I know enough that if I take someone to the range, I'm confident enough to show them how to properly handle a weapon. But with the ladies, because I always preach ladies carrying, firearms. My girlfriend's got a Ruger LC9, her little concealed carry. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you've heard of gun-toting mamas. They create specific, like purses and specific carry-style bags for women. I don't know if you've heard of them in the gun world.
That sounds kind of cool, though.
Yeah. So,
And dude, there's a lot of companies that make like the purses and things like that.
yeah, competitive market, of course,
For sure.
But in any case, her I guess it would be her stepmother, somewhere in that range. She owns the company, Gun Toting Mamas. Long story short, so my girlfriend's got the LC9. We do some shooting. It's a lot of fun. But with the ladies, because I'm sure you get a lot of, mothers that want to protect their family or just females that want to carry in general, that want to take your safety course. What does that look like? What is the safety course that you offer? Who instructs it? How's that look?
So myself and Seth are the instructors. One of my big things, we're going to improve your comfortability, your confidence, and your overall skill level. And then obviously a whole part of that is touching on that safety. We do about anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes sitting in a classroom, just going over safety stuff. Because we don't need an accident. And then that's something that I say. I'm like, no one needs an accident. And we usually start real slow, and then we'll start to see where students are and then how students are acting. Some people need extra help. Sometimes I got to keep telling people to keep their finger off the trigger. But basically, we just go through the 5 fundamentals of shooting. We get you up to speed, and the whole goal is to be shooting a nice group at like 10 yards before we leave by the, just short of about 4 hours that we're out there shooting.
That sounds like fun. I mean, because it's so if I was to it'd be get a pistol, it'd be for home defense, and then also for a little recreational shooting time. Like,
Yeah.
and it'd be cool to go to some actual courses where it's not just shooting at a range at the same target for 15 minutes,
Turning into Swiss cheese. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Seth and I talk, we love indoor ranges and all the guys that let us train our students there, but it's like for like that's not. We hate going there.
Is there any good like outdoor open space like where there's like you freedom to set up like your own targets?
Yeah.
So that's what I would want to get into. That'd be fun to.
I keep
hit
it
some of
low
those
key,
courses.
and I tell
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, where's it at?" And I was like, "Well,
Yeah,
you gotta
we're not
pay me
dropping
and I'll
that
take
on
you out
air.
and we'll find out."
And we'll
Yeah.
keep it low key for sure, because some of the most fun I've had shooting has been off the grid kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where you have the freedom to set up whatever targets you want to shoot, and rather than the confined to one trigger pull every second and things like that. And I understand why the RSO does that. I think they do a great job at maintaining safety. But if I want to let a rip tater chip and have some fun,
Yeah. So I go to ranges and I don't walk in and be like, "Oh, I'm blah blah blah." You know what I mean? It's I usually just go, "Hey man, I'm gonna do some holster draws and some ready ups and things like that or something," and then they might stand there and watch me, and then once they see that I can do it, they usually kind of
Just let you.
FO and just let me do my thing, and then I can get some decent training at an indoor range. That was actually over at Bristol Cone in Lakewood. They're a good spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that Lakewood? Is that right off Jewel and?
No, it's a little further than that. My apartment used to be right next to it. It is, I can't remember.
Okay.
I don't know.
Google would help us.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're up there.
We'll find the coordinates, because I'm always interested to find new places to go. Like I said,
Also, even here for you guys, shoot indoor.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
actually closer. That's actually where we take and train students. The owner's real nice. His name's Tim. So
I've been
he's a
wanting to
good
get up there. I've heard some good things about them and seen some pictures. It looks like a pretty nice setup.
It's nice, yeah, and
Yeah.
they're pretty relaxed. Obviously, anywhere you go, they're always going to take safety as a number one. If you're doing anything unsafe, even when I used to be the RSO, I'd manage a range over in Inglewood. Like, we had to throw some people off, and they weren't happy. But I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck. You're fucking unsafe.
What
You're
were they doing?
You're responsible for people's lives in there, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Like just shooting too fast or
yeah, and there's some people
pointing it
that
all over the place or
it's
overly
not even the
confident.
speed. We didn't have a problem with how fast you shot. If you couldn't control it, we would stop that person and say, you're obviously not skilled enough to do what you're doing. But at the same time, like, you've been to the range, right? You have your lanes.
yeah.
You don't turn around with your
No,
firearm.
never leaves the window.
No.
But people didn't understand that. And that
Yeah.
was usually the biggest
Really?
thing that people did. And I'd have to go out
ridiculous.
and we had a guy come into the shop, hand one of my employees a freaking 45 Mac 10 and just hand it to him, like pointing it at him. When he opens the box, there's live ammunition in the box. So I can see live ammo. So I don't know if he's like,
it's
"Oh, it's not
loaded.
loaded." I'm like, "I don't care. Don't do that, man."
Yeah, don't
Like,
point it
there's
at me.
literally live bullets in your box right now.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what the case is. This
Yeah.
is unacceptable.
I mean, it's
For sure.
dangerous,
They- I just wish people would respect that. People that work there, if they seem like they're being a dick, it's just because they don't know, even me, like, they don't know that I'm an instructor. They don't know that I own a gun shop,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's not tattooed on my forehead. And like I said, I don't walk in and I don't want to be cocky and whatever.
yeah.
So yeah, like, they're going to maybe watch me do some holster draws before they're like, okay, he knows what he's doing. He seems to be safe and
Yeah.
whatever. So
I mean, that's respectable, man. I mean, because if you get too confident with things and with confidence, you think you could start doing things fast, and with speed, mistakes come, and it's like it's like something that should always be respected. Like you don't ever want to just like forget about the power that is harnessed within that, because at any time it could ruin someone's day. That dude could have shot himself in the foot, the old timer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's exactly
like
what
I said,
happens.
worse somebody else, man.
Or somebody
True.
else.
It's always worse
Yeah.
to do it to somebody else.
Sounds
I
like
think.
that was the best case scenario. But I remember one of the first times I stepped foot in the range, a guy next to me was pulling out his rifle outside of the window, aiming straight down at everybody, and the RSO was like, "Nope, you're out." Immediately. That's
Wait,
I mean,
he
what are
actually
you doing?
like picked it up and
So he was, he was picking it out, and it was pointing straight down range. The RSO shot. He said, "Pack it up. You're out of here." And he started fighting him on it.
You got to bring it into the lane, open it into lane.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, you can safely walk your weapons back, but at the same time, it's like, like I said, not everybody's like me, not everybody's like you, where we have that, that respect and that kind of common safety knowledge where you just get people, 9 out of 10 people, when I watch them shoot, they can't shoot, so, I mean, that's just how it is. And having watched a lot of people go shooting, like there's very few real shooters that really came out. And it's like when we watch everyone like changing shifts when I was RSO, I'd be like, hey, lane 6, that guy knows what he's doing. I put him on that side by himself. He seems to be pretty fine. Check on him every 10 fucking minutes, whatever. Then all the newbies and people over there just praying and spraying and doing whatever they do.
Yeah. That's the ones you got to keep your eye on for sure, because things can go off the rails any minute. So I respect the RSOs that throw people out. I know some people think they seem like dickheads, but look, they're responsible for everybody's safety in this environment, and they got to make that call. So but play with the rules.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, not at all. So you work out, obviously, you do boxing, you look like you're in good shape. If you had to choose between only working out your legs or only working out your upper body, which would you choose and why?
I choose suicide.
Over that.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's maybe upper body if I can still box. Because at least if I box, I feel like I'm working out my legs by hopping around.
Okay.
And if I can keep the weight up, if I can stay 230, then that's a really difficult question.
See, because I, personally, just what I know, I would choose legs, and because I've heard like what I do with my legs, like the top will almost mimic that, because it's just like this is what comes with it. I don't know. I think I'm going legs. If I can only work out either my upper body or my legs.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been powerlifting for a long time too, so. When I first got into boxing, like I was a bouncer in DC, so I was bouncing at these clubs, and I met these guys. They were pro fighters, and then they started getting me into it, and they were really cool. And that's when I learned. I was like, well, I can't fucking fight. You know what I mean? I'm like, dang, dude. And I had done 2 years consecutive of jiu-jitsu, so I started feeling more comfortable with that. And I've been wanting to get back into jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, but dude, I don't know how I could ever answer that question between legs and upper body. It's like it's all one body. I've got to do everything.
That's a tough would you rather, Art.
Yeah, that you stepped it up. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's
Eric. You heard that, right?
Yeah, Eric, you heard that.
Fuck it.
I'll tell you this, man. Being that I'm the least fit person here, man.
What? You think that? I don't know, dude. Well, I've ridden a bike for 3 days.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
I got
so
you.
I
got you
qualify
right
as the
now.
least fit man here.
I'm
just
that.
a beer drinking, somewhat trying to know what he's talking about guy. And I'll tell you this, I'm probably going to go because there was a period where I did do some weightlifting, and I felt like I put more focus on the upper body, the push-ups, the bench presses.
That's
like man
that's
workout,
a solid,
though.
like kind of amateur start, right? Like,
yeah.
Push-ups,
the biceps, the chest. That's the girl muscles.
Yeah.
It's the beach muscles. You know, that's what you start with.
I never obtained the six-pack, though. It was harder work. And then I just said,
it's unhealthy.
I'm just going to keep drinking six-packs.
You don't want a six-pack, right?
No, man. I don't like that look.
Yeah.
I understand what it takes, but it's funny because it's like...
Is it worth it?
I had got into a confrontation with a guy at the gym one time, and I'm younger, and he was all ripped and cocky, and like I had been boxing and doing jiu-jitsu for a little while. And he said something. He's like, "Yeah, whatever. You're fat and fucking fluffy." And I was like, "Bro, you can have abs and get your ass beat." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When I see abs, I think you're hungry. Yeah, you're hungry, man. Like that's just an absent of fat, and I respect it because my wife did bodybuilding shows. She got the abs. Back in the day, I the lowest body fat percentage I had was 13%. And I still didn't have abs. You couldn't see. Maybe like one, kind of turtle shell type thing. But it, yeah, man. And screw abs.
Screw the abs.
I'll drink beer and eat a burrito.
My man.
It's unhealthy, man. You're like working yourself hard. You're not eating enough. Like don't you have to like dehydrate yourself almost a little bit too? Like
yeah, like for competition prep. Yeah, those people are dehydrated. That's probably the closest to death that they can be. Like, I mean,
so
it's
like
really
they're out there flexing,
super depleted,
and then all of them when they get off the stage, they all chug water.
They're just completely.
Is that how it goes?
Depends. Because sometimes you can't if it's So there's two parts to the show. There's the part of the show where basically it's called prejudging, where basically they determine the winner at that point in time. Then when everyone shows up to watch the bodybuilders, they're probably a little more full because they've drank water, probably had a really small snack.
Okay.
But the prejudging and all that stuff, and people show up to that, that's where they're really depleted. You know, you're texting your coach, and I didn't do bodybuilding shows.
Yeah.
I really had no desire because I was kind of like,
Seeing
I
it
just
through
want
your
to
wife,
eat.
yeah.
I like food. I'm a huge foodie, and I can be healthy enough. I can be
We
healthy.
could talk grub.
Yeah,
I love food.
I feel like I can be
everybody?
healthy enough with, you know, eating moderately on and off, whatever.
And still maintaining your obviously your boxing routine and healthy workout routine.
Yeah, if I keep up the fitness, I feel fine.
See, I think that's what I probably got to do then, man. You know, with my drinking and, you know, my DoorDash addiction, if I can balance that out with a little bit of working out, I could justify all that behavior.
My you know, thinking of DoorDash, I think of my buddy. He always said, he's like, dude, the next $1 million idea is whatever keeps someone on the fucking couch a minute longer.
That's
And I
what
was
it is,
like,
dude.
that's
Laziness
what it
will
is.
always sell.
Yeah.
Anything to keep people lazier will sell.
And that's the thing, though. Like we were talking about that earlier. That's where you're gonna have regret, though, because you know you had these ideas, you had this thought process of something you'd like to accomplish, and then you know got sucked into the social dilemma, or you know something like that, and then you. So I don't know. We like to preach things on here. I guess my believe and achieve right now is just pick out, and this is one we've used a bunch of times. Just pick out a little goal, like something that's accomplishable today that you can definitely do, and just get it done and see how you feel after that. You know, if it's, you know, working out for 30 minutes, if it's cleaning up your room, or, you know, just making sure the kitchen's tidy, you know, just something that's doable. Like that, we got to do that. And I try to do that every single day. I try to pick something, and that way you're like building a winning mentality. Like you're building yourself to set out to get things accomplished, and it feels good. You know, it feels better than, I mean, I love Cyberpunk, but you know, I could play it for a couple hours and I'm like, dude, I gotta go do something around the house right now. Like
Sure.
I hit my wall with that quicker now than I did when I was like in my early 20s, you know, and that's because it feels good to actually accomplish things in real life.
I had to scale back from video games because I've been telling my buddy, like, he was like, dude, you're so gay, because he's been trying to get me to play Call of Duty, and I'm like, bro, bro, why am I leveling up in games when I can level up in life? You know what I'm saying?
That's,
Like,
that's
this is
great way to
like,
word it.
and just like what you said, I'd rather just be working on something that's real. Like, who gives a fuck if I have money in Red Dead Redemption if my bank account's got $3? What is that? There's
Yeah,
no
it's not adding
crossover
value
there. Yeah, there's,
Yeah.
you know, I had fun and I was occupied for 6 hours.
Sure.
But now I'm 2 sleeves of Oreo deep and 6 hours of my life is gone, you know? And it's
Yeah.
like, what's the point? So,
Sure. Yeah, I believe in totally balancing your entertainment, you know, with if you want to play some video games or whatever. But
and I'm a big gamer. I'm totally not against games.
Oh, I'm not
Have you
either.
messed with Cyberpunk?
Have not. I just
I haven't
watched
either.
the preview the other day, but I haven't
either.
messed
I
with
could
it.
have a whole show about that.
you know, when it comes to video games, man, I know you're excited about Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
And
and
I'm
all these
sure a lot of
haters
people
out
are.
there. I don't know if this was on part 1 or part 2, but just give it a break, guys. They're gonna release the patches.
There's always gonna be haters.
They're gonna release the patches. It's not gonna fix 2020 for you. It's just a video game, but it's great. Okay, sorry, Kevin.
No, you're good, man. I'm just saying, you know, I mean, with video games, I do a little bit of, I like my NASCAR games. RDR2 is probably the most time I've spent in recent history on a video game.
It's a hell of a game.
I
It's
loved
so
it.
beautiful.
I don't even know. It's a hell of a game.
It's
That was
just
the
fun.
best game. That was the best game.
It made me
it's
cry.
just so
the
fun.
story made me cry in it.
Super sad, dude.
Like
Yeah.
like Arthur, the main character, he's
Yeah.
like he's talking
Arthur Morgan.
like, and everybody has different missions depending on like, you know, their like karma or whatever,
honor level or
yeah,
whatever.
the honor level, yeah, that's it. And,
I was not very honorable.
So I've played more than once. And then, you know, I've done the super low honor.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know,
You went through it pretty honorable.
super high. Yeah.
That's
all
what
the way.
that's what I'm
At the
working
top.
on now. My second run through, because it was just too easy for me to draw my pistol while I was on my horse and just start shooting
I
people.
think everyone went low honor first. You just got to go.
It was hard not to.
You gotta go hard.
I went high road. I saw the deer the whole time.
Yeah. I'm going to lasso you, drag you behind my horse for a
Yes.
mile. Like,
I'm gonna throw you off this bridge.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
I spilt that coffee this morning. I'm taking it out on that NPC.
Fun games though, man. Good way to pass the time.
It is. I mean, it's like reading a book. You know, it's not a place to spend your whole life, but I think you know, everyone needs to escape from reality from time to time. Like, we all need to forget about our work, about the normal stresses of life. And to me, that's one of my outlets, is just, you know, pick up a controller, give it a couple hours. Maybe if I'm really in a good mood, like, maybe I'll play 3 or 4 hours, you know?
Solid weekend.
Yeah.
You really don't have shit to do. I mean, that's what I said. Everyone, I'm a huge gamer, but recently I've had to really, like, step back. I picked the guitar back up. You know,
that's
I'm like,
awesome.
I hadn't played in like 6 or 7 years, like fucking a handful of times in that time. I used to be in a band. I used to scream and, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, be pretty decent, but it's like, now that I'm picking it back up, the hardest thing is just remembering songs that I used to be able to play. The skill is obviously not where it used to be, but I can still play. So
Sure.
But I've
Gotta get those
enjoyed.
calluses back.
That's
Yeah.
we were talking about that a little bit off air, just
That's
picking that
right.
guitar up again. You know,
Yeah.
I feel the same way, dude. I picked up my Martin last night. I'm like, God, this is terrible.
I was fine on the electric, but those acoustic strings were a little more rough.
Yeah, they
So,
take
yeah.
they take a little bit more finger meat on there.
Yeah, and I
But,
restrung all my guitars, so they're all brand new strings. So
Nice.
yeah.
Hell yeah, man. We're gonna have to do. We might have to do a little bit of guitar playing.
So speaking of like fitness, do you guys know who David Goggins is?
David Goggins.
I
I
don't.
feel like that name
Okay.
sounds super familiar.
After the show, you guys have to look him up.
We will.
He like went through every special forces training. He's a Navy SEAL. He used to be like 270 and fat. This guy ran 100 fucking miles. You know what I mean? Like you watch a couple of his videos, he'll motivate you. You know, Navy SEALs, they carry the boats in the training.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
always like, someone's got to carry the fucking boats.
Yeah.
David
Who's it
Goggins.
gonna be?
Fuck,
You know what I
that
mean?
name.
Dude, he's super inspirational. I
See, I
mean,
love
he
shit like
did a
that.
Joe Rogan show.
Okay, see, that's
So,
probably where I
yeah.
recognize his name is. And Jocko Willink, you probably know Jocko.
Yeah, so
Love
but
Jocko.
Jocko and like Goggins, and they all like text each other, I think. So
Yeah.
he's on the same page of like kind of Jocko, like motivation type stuff.
It's good stuff, man. That keeps me kind of fire. I need that shit
He
sometimes.
says, I laugh at it because he's like, I don't care about your excuses. You're thirsty. Lick your fucking lips.
Shit like that will motivate people. You know,
I'm like, hey man, he's fucking right.
I like Jocko's good. You know, his whole good motivation.
Oh, it was
where he's
amazing.
like, you relate for work.
I
Good.
said that to myself yesterday.
Did you?
I had
Yeah.
to yell at myself in the car yesterday because I didn't want to go to work because my guy hadn't shown up, you know, because he gets snowed in. He's got a Volvo. He can't get up his hill. It's pretty terrible. And they don't plow over there, and he lives out in Conifer.
Oh, Conifer.
So it was bad, right? And it stays kind of cold
Yeah.
out there. So, you know, it's like I said, it's not his fault. It's not my fault. But I literally had to be like, good, you're going to fucking work by yourself.
yeah.
Good, you are super swamped and backed up. You know, good.
Yeah.
Fucking now you've got something to get over. Now
Yeah.
you've got something to.
So yeah,
Well,
an
and
obstacle to
honestly, it's
overcome.
better when the day is more filled with challenges, because you don't want to just be sitting there like twiddling your thumbs all day waiting for the clock to pass
Yeah.
by. When you're working hard,
Get
when
them
you're
challenges out
working
there,
on
bro.
a goal, when you're getting it done, time flies by, and then all of a sudden you accomplished a lot.
And what have we talked
feels
about
good.
tonight? The biggest regret is not doing what you wanted to do or what you did, right?
Yeah.
Like if I didn't show up to work, if I decided to close the shop and make a fucking COVID excuse or whatever, the next day I would have wake up and regretted
Yeah.
not making that money, not doing, you know. I
true.
think that's huge. And I don't know what's
take.
wrong with like today's generation. I feel like a lot of people are just fucking pussies, right? You know what I mean? And
They're
it's like,
lazy.
dude, you know, and they think
You know
like,
who you are out there.
yeah. They think being a man doesn't come with hardships. Being a man comes with
just
overcoming
being a
the
human
worst
in
part of
general.
your life, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, everything, man.
Yeah.
Dude, this planet was made of molten. Like, you know, everything has defied gravity. Like all this stuff, like it's not meant to be easy. You know, it's just not.
Life's not easy, man. Life is weird.
And
Yeah.
honestly, that's the beauty of it. Like, it's a challenge. And like, I've said this a bunch of times, but I'm going to always say it because I feel like it's a powerful phrase, and it helps motivate me is I expect there to be problems. I expect there to be challenges, you know, and that's part of life. Like, I have fully accepted that I will always encounter a challenge. I will always encounter a problem. Things will never always go my way. And that's how I look at it. And I embellish that, I embrace that, or whatever. I'm embellished in the embrace, because it's a beautiful thing, you know, and that's what that's where you find who you are. Like when things aren't easy, when you got to prove something, when it, you know, it's down to the wire, that's when you figure out your grit, you know. And everybody can make it, you know. You just gotta, like we've been talking about, you gotta go through the pain, you gotta go through the hard stuff. You can't nothing's gonna get handed to you. You got to
true.
earn that plate.
Yeah. It's like you were talking about haters. It's like, it doesn't matter what you do. You can be doing everything right. Someone's not going to like what the fuck you're doing.
Always going to be a case.
Yeah.
That's just the world we live in now, and that's just part of it, man. I mean, bad press, good press. Call it what you want to call it. People are always going to hate.
Bad press is good press.
Bad press is great press.
Yeah, all press.
So
Press is press, I guess.
We do have a word of week, right?
we do. I'm gonna tell you this, man. I am gonna go drain the main vein.
Yeah,
So
do that.
I'll let you run the board.
Okay, yeah. Bring it over here.
Yeah. This is becoming a discussion combustion tradition now, where we drink beer on the show, guys. So sometimes
There's going to be pee breaks. I might
pee
be
breaks.
after you.
Yeah, that's fine, man. This is freedom.
You keep it rolling.
Arthur, hit me with a would you rather, man. Let me get one.
Another one? Okay.
man.
So this is one I hadn't used. So if you're in a survival situation and you can only pick one celebrity to be with you on a survival situation, what celebrity are you gonna have with you?
Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls?
Bear fucking Grylls. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think I'll go Cody Lundin. The barefoot guy?
That guy? Okay.
Because there
I
was
know, yeah. Because he did the dual survivor,
yes,
right? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going Bear Grylls, dude. Like, Bear Grylls got a lot of heat, and that always kind of hurt my feelings. You're like, oh, he goes back to a hotel or whatever. I'm like, okay, so did he not just demonstrate, like, eating a horse's ass or, whatever
Yeah.
he just did and jumping into a frozen lake? So
No, he would definitely be doing some questionable things that I like eating whatever, and he actually showed a lot. Like, okay, let's say there was a hotel down the street, and that's okay because he still made a program that educated people that if they were in a scenario, even though he's not in a life and death scenario, he still gave the information to help somebody if they were to ever run across that.
yeah, he's still demonstrating the skill.
Yeah.
And he's still showing that he has that skill set to survive. I would definitely take Bear Grylls. Probably because he's got that military experience too.
Yeah.
British SAS and stuff.
So I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't even hear the would you rather, but I know Bear Grylls is involved. So I'm taking Bear Grylls over whoever the other option was.
I like that. He asked me if survival situation, what celebrity would I bring? Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls, 100%.
Bear fucking Grylls.
100%.
Yeah.
My favorite survival expert.
I love his accent.
Oh, it's great. We were talking about with Spirit Forest. I don't know if you had a chance to see that a couple weeks ago, episode 78, I think it was. She teaches women's
Survival expert, yeah.
She teaches
I don't
women's
think I saw that
survival. She's got a great YouTube channel, Spirit Forest, and she
guys,
even
check
commented
that
on
out.
how great Bear Grylls is. And there's a lot of great guys out there in the survival industry, but hands down, Bear Grylls has to be the man. You know,
I think
he's got to
so.
be the guy that's going with you.
He's definitely one of the most well-known for sure.
I think he was a Green Beret.
I would say
He
Cody
was
Lundin.
basically the British version of a Green Beret.
Gotcha.
So he's British SAS. So he's British Special Forces.
Gotcha. Yeah. Badass. Learned a lot from that man. And I haven't drank my piss yet, but stay tuned.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever want to do that.
I mean, survival situations, man.
Yeah.
You know.
So we do have a word of the week?
We do, yeah. You guys want to hear it?
It's coming from, what was it, Washington? It was coming from
Spokane, Washington was our submission this week. A guy by the name of Ricky.
Maggie Ricky.
And let's see what we got going on here. As always, guys, you can send in your word of the weeks, your would you rather suggestions to discussioncombustion@gmail.com. You can hit us up on all social media platforms. This is just a fun segment because all these, I literally have not known what any of these words have meant
neither.
every week.
Yeah, people come.
It reminds me of how uneducated I truly am. And so the word of the week is cacophony.
Cacophony?
Yeah, cacophony. Cacophony is the word of the week. It's a
Okay.
noun. Any guesses, gentlemen, on what this word might mean?
Can we get a sentence? I mean, I don't know.
I haven't heard it.
Okay.
I'm not going to get it.
So here, used in a sentence, a cacophony of deafening alarm bells.
So it's almost like a symphony of sorts. It's like an oncoming. It's like a fast oncoming, unexpected sound.
I'm gonna tweak because I just came up with
Multiple sounds, it seems like.
Yes.
Okay,
So I'm gonna come
okay.
up with my own sentence here. When you're walking in, you're gonna love this. When you're walking in the gun range, you hear a cacophony of freedom.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's how I'm interpreting this word.
I like it.
So by definition, it's a mixture of sounds.
Okay.
It's it's a racket, a noise. There's a lot of similar words for it, but basically it's a word for a lot of noise that's happening at once. It can be alarming or loud, amplified. So I think the best way to tie that into this episode would be gunshots.
Yeah, and that makes total sense. Cacophony, symphony
of freedom.
So the finny at the end is of a noise or something, do you think?
That's probably the root of the word. I mean,
know?
look, I really passed English with maybe a D+.
Yeah.
Which is not something I'm proud of, but I like these words of the weeks because it's teaching me something every week. And thanks, Ricky from Spokane, Washington, for sending that in. And
I don't feel like my vocabulary is terrible. I always enjoyed to write. If I got a problem in my life, I write it down, whatever, type it down, whatever I'm doing. But dude, with the auto fill, I can't fucking spell for shit anymore, dude.
I know.
Yeah, I can't spell. I can't spell at all.
I can't either.
Recently, amateur. I've been trying to text that to people, just talking about fights or whatever, and I'm like,
amateur.
It's so bad that it won't even give me a.
You don't even have.
I'm like,
an option.
all right, I give up.
I know that's the worst, and that's when I'm like, fuck it, I'll pull out my text and I'll say it into my phone. I'm like, there it is.
But see, here's the problem with doing that. What I've noticed, because you got me into doing the talk to text thing.
Yeah.
It's like I'll try to do that in quick scenarios, and then it literally fucks up 80% of the words I'm trying to say.
Well, it's because you suck at talking.
No, I think I'm fantastic at talking, Arthur. Okay.
Mine has like a 98%.
It's going back to this technology anger that I have, and I'm like, you motherfucker! I didn't say taco. I said take it, or whatever.
Oh, dude, you do the you talked about anger earlier, right?
Yeah.
Calling my bank, VA, or whatever, right? The automated I gotta talk to this automated machine.
Oh fuck!
I find myself being like, no, fucking banking, you piece of shit, or whatever. I'm like, I get more mad at that. Sometimes I say nothing, and then my dog will do something. It's like, I'm sorry, I didn't get that. I'm like, I didn't even fucking say anything.
Oh, I'll lose my
I didn't even
mind.
say anything. Yeah,
I'll lose it, Alec.
Worst.
I'll lose it. So what I've learned has helped me with that is I'll use the numbers instead. It's like 1 for yes, 2 for no. That's made a big improvement. But at the same time, if there's noise in the background, right, they'd be like, I'm sorry, I didn't get that. We're going to have to start over. And I'm like, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, I get impatient with technology. I think because humans in our core, if you believe in evolution, we have a long streak of non-technology. The majority of the time humans have been around, we haven't had technology. So it's like, this is something foreign that is still kind of newly introduced, only several generations, maybe 4 or 5 generations deep. And it's like, that's why we get so pissed at it.
And let me add to that. Social media, that's a new way to communicate now. And it's a terrible way to communicate. If you've ever had to argue with someone on Facebook or something, it's like we talked about that Social Dilemma movie earlier. I feel like I hear what you're saying there, and it's like, I feel like social media is a new form of technology, and now we have a new way to communicate.
And it just puts gas on it, just fuel to the fire. That's what it is,
People
man.
all sending articles.
People getting
they
fired
don't even
up.
argue with words now. They just send links.
There's so much information. Dude, I don't know who to trust or what to believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the election, fraud, not fraud. Who fucking knows?
Who knows?
I mean,
I
think there was
election is scrutinized.
I think there was fraud. Was it enough to change the election? I don't think I know, but I think there's a lot of suspect shit that went on that needs to be addressed, and
I think we're going to learn a lot in the upcoming months and years as to what happened there. But yeah, you're right. I mean, there's people very fired up, and they put their heart and soul into this thing as far as what they believe is was a rigged election and stolen, and this thing went to the Supreme Court. They rejected it, and we got to respect the the judicial process in the executive branch.
Yeah, I agree. And I would hate to find out that there was a huge sum of fraud. The 138,000 votes in Wisconsin or whatever that found that was all Biden or whatever. I accept anyone. I accept the fucking banana if all the people elect it.
Sure.
And we can let that
That's our
thing
American
turn
democracy,
super
right?
brown for 4 years.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it's just, I would just hate to see we lose that essence of our freedom and why everyone immigrates to this nation.
Yeah.
I mean, we protected people. We protected the election polls in Iraq because those were huge targets. They were going to blow it up, come shoot it up, kill people because they didn't want
people voting.
Yeah. And it's like, we have that right here, and it's like, I would just hate to find out that that this actually was a sour grape or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would certainly be a huge kick in the nuts. And I think for the sake of the American democracy, I hope that we don't uncover major fraudulent activity. But, you know, the cream rises to the top and the truth will come about in due time. I'm just hoping that, you know, we can put some of the civil unrest to bed. I mean, there's always going to be people that have differences of opinions. You know, the whole don't tread on me thing, that's where I stand. I believe in pure liberty. You know, when it comes to my political stance, I believe in freedom.
I'm right there with you.
You know, and I'll always vote along those lines. But I respect everybody. You know, I don't think it's going to get me to the point where I'm going to go out marching or, you know, swinging my AR down on 16th Street. I'm not going to do anything like that. But I just want freedom.
Yeah.
That's what I want, man.
If there was a real civil war, and unfortunately, I personally feel like we're the closest we've been to that again, and especially seeing the amount of firearm sales. I mean, everybody cool thing about firearms, you know, if you're a far left liberal, you can put it in a box and think only right-wing people buy guns. That is so far.
That's false.
That's not
So
true at all.
fucking far from the truth.
False.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got every race, transgender, everybody comes in to buy a gun
Yeah.
because it's a human right to protect yourself.
Yeah, it's a Second Amendment right.
Yeah.
Not a political stance.
So seeing not just everyone buy guns, that's been going on forever. That's been going on since I've been selling guns for the last 3.5, 4 years. But now seeing just people, even liberals, even the farther Democrats or whatever that are against it, because they come in and they voice that to me. And they're like, I've been against guns. I'm scared of guns. And it's like, now I feel like I need one because all this, the rioting and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And it's like, at least you're in America.
Yeah,
Which one would you like?
absolutely.
You know, and it's,
you're offering a service. Yeah.
you know, and I genuinely care about my customers. I genuinely want them to be satisfied. And I genuinely, you know, especially with that training part, like, get fucking training. I tell them, like, even if you don't pay me, pay somebody else.
Yeah.
Just fucking
Get
just
educated.
Just go get educated.
Yeah,
It's
I agree
huge.
with that, brother, 100%.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, when you're dealing with stuff that, you know, could take a life, you know, just it's good to be educated. Like with cars, like you have to go get a permit. You have to go, you know, you have to get educated on it.
Yeah.
And education is never going to hurt you in any department. Like just learn something, you know, it doesn't even have to, you know, just further the mind in anything and stay open-minded. You know, that's one thing that I feel like, you know, old dogs can't be taught new tricks and humans get stuck in their way of thought. And, you know, I was talking about this last night with you, Kev, like since I was a little kid, like how much have I changed? Like I was like thinking about this stuff and it's just like, you know, is there any pivotal moments where I have completely like switched who I was and didn't like that person anymore and became something else? Like, was that a conscious decision? Did it happen? Like, I was just kind of thinking about stuff like that. And so it's good to be educated. It's good to have an open mind and to always be willing to hear new ideas, you know,
And grow.
Yeah.
And grow.
Yeah. That's all a part of it, I guess. So
Yeah, knowledge is power.
for sure.
You know, the more we know, the stronger we can be.
And that's the problem I have with the current, you know, I don't want to get like all crazy political, but the current politics when it comes to firearms, it drives me nuts. You know, it's like people, you know, like my brother, I love him to death. He's my brother. He's my blood, but it's like, he's lived in Brooklyn for 10 years. So, you know, he's kind of gone that route. And when he told me like Joe Biden's pro 2A, then Joe Biden puts tweets out saying I'm pro 2A. It's like I laugh at it. I'm like, you're so fucking far from being that. Right now, with Joe Biden's current plan, it's on their website. I haven't made this shit up. I didn't pull it out of my house. If you have 15 round mags for your Smith & Wesson M&P, you have to pay an additional $200 for each mag registered under that NFA that I was trying to explain earlier. Not only that, most likely for the handgun too. So if you have 3 mags, $600 plus another 2 for the firearm. It's retarded. And
It's a lot of money.
What that is elitism. So I was doing math for my own personal collection, hundreds of thousands of dollars on my firearms and magazines. Mostly magazines because I have so many.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's a form of elitism. So that's only saying, you know, if I've got $200 million in the bank, fuck $100,000 to keep my collection and not be a felon. Sure, take it. You know what I mean? But it's like it's like just taking. You understand what I'm saying, right? Like,
I do.
I can't get the words out right now, but it's just.
I mean, it makes sense. Like you already have it, but now due to new regulations, they're just charging you because you have it.
Yeah, it just hurts the middle class. It hurts low income people. You know, and like I've stood by, everyone has that fundamental right as a human to protect themselves.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm a bigger guy. You know, women come into my shop, and you know, if they talk, and I'm like, they want to ask about caliber or whatever. I'm like, if I'm a bigger guy, like, you need something to stop it. It's like, what do you? That levels the playing now. Now we're even. You know, now I can't beat you to death or whatever.
Absolutely.
The case is.
And there's always going to be bad eggs out there. You know, I can't get behind a lot of this gun legislation that wants to be passed. I'm pro 2A. You know, I'm a 3%er when it really comes down to it. You know, I try to hear both sides of the argument, going with an open mind and stuff like that. I don't feel it's necessary. I understand that there's a lot of people upset about mass gun violence in this country. But look, here's the reality. It's always going to happen, no matter what the case is. You look at Timothy McVeigh, you look at a lot of other situations. If people want to do mass killings, there's going to be a way. And I don't feel like law-abiding, you know, rural American citizens should have to suffer from that. I am willing to compromise in certain areas with extended background checks, things of that nature, but I do not believe in regulating what kind of magazines we can purchase, what kind of firearms we can purchase. I think that the AR has a bad reputation because a lot of people are not educated enough. Jeopardy even got this wrong. R.I.P. Alex Trebek. I'm not going to shit on him. This was his producers. They went out on the record to say that AR stood for assault rifle. We all know that's incorrect. It's an Armalite rifle. There's a lot of bad gun propaganda that puts bad images out there on certain things and motivates people emotionally, you know, to swing a certain way. And it goes back to that knowledge power thing, I feel like.
I agree with everything you said. I'm going to touch on a couple things. Extended background checks. What does that mean? I mean, it's like, what are they not checking currently? So I think that the problem is, if I sell Arthur my gun and we don't go to the gun factory and get a background check, currently here in Colorado, that's illegal. Okay, so that's a felony. That's not allowed. That's not every state. It's probably 50-50. I don't know what states do it. I think back in Florida, you don't have to have a background check to sell as long as you own it for 1 year. But I can't walk into a shop, buy a gun for you guys. It's called a straw purchase, and it's a felony. So you can say universal background checks, where we already have that now in Colorado, where you're supposed to go get a background check if I sell you guys my personal firearm. But how do you police that? You can't police that. So it's going to happen. And I mean, it's so dumb that I have to say this. Criminals don't listen to laws.
Right.
If I register all my stuff and my magazines on the NFA, the criminals didn't. You know what I mean? And then now that goes into this database that's public knowledge, and anyone can look it up, give my address, and know what I have. And then that, I feel like that leaves me open to theft.
Yeah, you're like a little vulnerable there.
I've been robbed quite a bit here in Colorado since I moved here in 2017, and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
I've lost up to $14,000 in vehicles and merchandise.
Damn.
It's not cool, man. They took my motorcycle, and I'm still sad about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'd be pissed too.
Yeah, and I finally moved out of that shit-ass apartment complex. So, yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is, man. And a crazy time. And we're coming into a potential gun legislation change. I mean, I want to believe that we're going to be okay, you know, on the 2A side. What can really, you know, Bill Clinton put an executive order out in the 90s to ban the sale of the ARs, which expired under the Bush administration, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was early 2001.
Yeah, there was an AR ban for like 10 years, but that didn't stop any crimes.
Right.
Columbine happened within that, you know. And then it's funny. So this is the other thing I was going to touch on. You know, the AR is so bad, right? It's the big scary rifle. That is less than 1% of gun incidences and deaths. Everything
Probably
else,
mainly pistols.
It's handguns. Everything else is handguns.
Yep.
And it's illegal handguns. It's not like
Registered stuff.
You know, if your M&P gets stolen and then found in a crime, that's because it was stolen, right? You know what I mean? But it's like, these are all just guns bought on the street because they're stolen from vehicles. By the way, do not leave your firearm in your vehicle. The amount of firearms that are stolen out of vehicles is astronomical.
I believe that.
And I try to tell people, I've had a few customers lose their guns, and it's always in a vehicle. Don't leave it in your vehicle.
Keep it with you.
Yeah.
Keep it with
That's
you.
smart
Keep it on your
advice.
person. I mean, even 5 or 10 minutes, I want to say it's okay, but it's really not, but you'll probably be fine.
But you never know.
But it's like you come out of King Supers and your window's smashed and your Glock's gone.
That sucks.
Dude, I mean, and then now you've got probably some moral you're like, you could be sad, like, now I don't want someone to get
Yeah.
killed with my gun.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I left it in my glove box. So don't do that.
That's good advice. That's
That
good
is
advice
good
for
advice.
sure. I mean, because obviously for new gun owners, they carry with them everywhere, and I'm just gonna leave it in my car. Nothing's gonna happen, right?
It's usually the overnight things. People where it's like, okay, my gun stays in my car. No, it does not stay.
Oh
in
yeah,
your car.
I would see. No, my gun's always with me. I always know where it is.
Yeah. And in Colorado, you have the right to travel with it. You know, you have the right to travel. It's like protected under castle doctrine. But just definitely don't leave it there.
I think that's good advice.
Yeah, it is terrific advice.
I definitely think that. Yeah, I mean, gun education is important. Like, when I get one eventually, I've been mowing around the idea for a very long time. So eventually, I'll pull the trigger on it. But it's gonna be fun because I'm gonna learn a lot.
Yep.
I'm gonna experience how to use it better.
Yeah, you're way past due.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, and I'm a good shot too.
You are. You were, man.
I took his Smith & Wesson out there, and I was popping the little targets, and
Yeah, your
That shit
your
was fun,
grouping
man.
was good, man. You had great grouping for sure. It
was
right
fun.
out of the gate.
yeah,
We'll see how you do under stress. We'll get you moving. We'll get your heart rate up.
yes, please.
We'll put some steel out there, multiple targets, target
Dude,
transition.
That would be so fun.
I
would
want
love
to do that so much, Alec. How can we make? So what are we gonna
It's
do?
easy, man. You guys got my contact. We'll make it happen.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll
let's
make it
do
happen.
Yeah, I'm stoked, man.
I'll get my guy Seth. We'll go out there. We'll have a good time.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm all for it. And we could do it COVID friendly. We could make that happen. As soon as the weather permits.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a little bit nippy out there right now, but when it warms up, man, let's make this thing
But
happen.
I
always
should probably
tell
have
my
my own firearm. You think before?
I
we do
think
it?
so,
Yeah.
especially if you want to train.
Yeah.
We're willing to let our students, borrow one of our personal guns or something like that. But at the end of the day, like, I want you to train with what you have.
Yeah, and that way you're familiar.
Modern firearms, like my Glock right now and your Smith & Wesson, they both have a slide release. They both have a mag release. They both have a similar iron sight setup. So it's like picking it up. It's not much different,
Yeah.
but you really still want to train with the firearm that you carry, so you're familiar.
That makes
with
sense.
It. And yeah.
Absolutely, man. We're gonna make that happen, I think.
Yeah, and everybody, if you guys are interested in guns and gun knowledge, definitely take a look at everything Alec is doing. We're gonna leave all of his links below in
Yeah.
the description, so
We're gonna put all
we'll
his
have
info.
an easy way for people to kind of check it out from there.
Our most popular thing is that Cerakote, that firearm customization.
A lot of
So-
people want that, man. I was just
Yeah.
talking to a guy today about Cerakote and his pistol. He's like, man, I want to do that. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna send him your way.
Cool, man. Yeah.
So and again, all the listeners, we're gonna include all your shit in the YouTube links below. We'll obviously pump it on social media, and anyone coming through the Denver area, you gotta check these guys out, man.
Hell yeah.
It's good stuff.
And I mean, even on your website, like your kind of morality about it, like your honesty of business. I mean, I got a pretty good feel for your character in here. Like, I feel like you have good intentions with what you're doing, and you want people to be safe, and that's the kind of place that you want to buy a gun from. That's the kind of place that you want to give your business is a local guy who's built it up from the ground up and is doing it the right way and helping people because that's your morality. You're not doing it for anybody else but yourself. That's the kind of business I want to be involved in.
I'm no different at work. A little less beer, but other than that, I'm no different at work, man.
Yeah, it's been fun putting some back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, and there's, like I said, man, I'll definitely take my time, 30, 40 minutes. I've done it before, helping the brand new people, just really explaining stuff to them, trying to enlighten people, educate them. Because like you said, knowledge is power, and it's huge with the guns, especially when it pertains to the laws and what people are trying to pass with legislation. I think that's huge because I think that there's probably a lot of people that are pro 2A that might have voted Joe Biden, Kamala, and read it. And when you read it and you don't understand what you're reading, it seems reasonable. I promise you it's not. It's one of the most atrocious, biggest infringements on the 2A rights currently.
Yeah. We got a long battle ahead, my friend. And,
Yeah.
we just got to keep fighting, stand and fight for sure.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Good thing is they can't actually take our guns.
Right.
They can make us a felon on paper, but at the end of the day, I'm never going to give my guns up, and neither
No way.
are millions and millions of other Americans. And at that point in time, we'll have to band together and let them know that they can't have it. They can't physically come take it.
They will lose.
That's the reason why the amendment exists.
Yeah,
They will lose.
there will be a war purely off the Second Amendment if they push it that far.
Absolutely.
And
It's-
it can go that far. And having someone who's been to war, a lot of these young kids out there rioting, looting, whatever, no matter what side you're on, calling for violence. You don't know what you're asking for. You don't know what door you're knocking on. And once that door opens, it's not going to close. It's going to close when it's over. You know what I mean? But that's not the road that I want America to go down to. That's not why I signed the paper to go, fight for freedom and all that stuff and whatever. So that's definitely not what I want.
I hear you. I'm 100% with you there, brother. Let's hope for the best. We'll always stand and fight. Love what you do, man, and thank you for your service. Thank you for serving this country.
No problem, man. I mean, I liked it. I always wanted to do it. At a certain point in time, I guess it was just a job, but I loved it. I miss it, man. I liked being an infantryman. I can tell you, jumping out of planes, being a paratrooper.
You're wild.
I can tell.
Yeah, dude.
You're badass.
Yeah, I want to do another static line jump. Jump out of the plane and do it. Skydiving, it's not skydiving. It's totally different. But the static line jump, it's pretty wild. We jumped as low as 800 feet.
Damn.
Yeah. In
Get the blood
Panama,
pumping.
what was it? Operation Just Cause. They jumped at 500 feet. They didn't even have reserves on because there's not enough time.
Wow.
You need at least 200 feet.
That's dude.
It sounds like some ankle breaking shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done any real skydiving. I did a little bit of indoor skydiving, but I'd like to get out there and pull that chute. Get that rush.
We had some rough jumps. You talk about ankle breaking. It's like jumping off a second-story house sometimes. Yeah.
Try to keep your body moving when you hit the ground a little bit.
Yeah, and then if the wind blows, it just pushes you faster to the ground. We had one really bad jump where I was the seventh guy out of the plane, first one on the ground. And I landed real hard. My parachute wouldn't collapse. I was getting dragged through thorns and shit.
Oof.
Oh. Yeah, my CO ran over and helped me out. And then he's like, all right, get the radio up.
Damn,
we gotta
boy.
go. Yeah. We had a lot of people get hurt on that jump. 2 guys were unconscious, had a concussion, and 1 guy dislocated his shoulder.
Damn.
Jeez, yeah. I was scared when I was in the air. I never thought I was going to die, but I was like, I'm fucking breaking my legs right now. This is going to suck. But I didn't. I was fine. I just landed really hard.
You just saw the ground coming up at you so fast.
Oh,
You're like,
man.
fuck, man, this is going to suck.
You're supposed to judge your descent on the other guys.
Yeah.
So I was number 7.
So you're like,
They're
hey,
all over there.
I guess this is all effed.
I was flying to the ground.
Damn,
I had
dude.
every problem possible. I was going to pull my reserve and it detached.
Fuck.
And that's never happened. It only just decided to happen on the worst jump possible. So
That is Murphy's Law.
Right when you need
Yeah,
it.
for real.
Just like our original equipment failure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just when you think everything's going good, something's going to fuck
Well,
up.
dude, part 2 was great. I mean, honestly,
Part 2 was way better than part 1.
Yeah, this is solid content.
Cool.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
I had a great time. Energy is awesome.
Likewise, man.
Man, what a pleasure. You're gonna be in here again in the future.
Oh, hell
we'll
yeah.
talk to you again soon. I'm gonna buy my first firearm from you, and then we're gonna go out and hit some targets and do some shit, and you can yell at me and create some stress.
I will.
Yeah.
Big time.
He's already
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's
Like, I
100%
can't wait to
happening.
yell at this
We'll
man.
document it. We'll bring some cameras out there. We'll get it on Patreon, man. We're gonna have some fun with that for sure.
Yeah.
I think we made a good connection
and
having
coming.
you in here tonight, Alec.
Cool, man. Awesome.
Yeah, we're totally
Hey,
stoked.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks for
it.
being here, man. Thanks for making the time. I know you're busy. It's obviously a busy year, 2020. Everyone's buying guns, and you're providing a great service to the public.
Sweet.
And thanks for your service, man. We really appreciate that. We love our vets here. And we'll put all your shit below in the YouTube descriptions. We'll pump your whatever you want us to put on there. We'll hit the social medias. We're just going to wrap it up here tonight, guys. Have another beer or 2 off air.
Believe and achieve your goals.
Longest ep we've ever done.
All the little things that we talk about. Believe and achieve your goals, and that way you don't live with regret.
Believe in achievement, man. Own it. Let a rip tater chip. Grab that bull by the horns. Get it done. Alec, what you got, man? What's your hashtag? What do you want to tell these people? What's that statement?
Stay hard, man. That's a David Goggins statement. Stay fucking hard. Get what you get. Don't let the day pass you. Don't let life pass you. Stay fucking motivated. If you're thirsty, lick your fucking lips. Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Thanks again, brother, for being here. Great conversation.
We got a Christmas special coming to you guys next week.
That's right. Yeah, we'll be wearing probably maybe a Santa hat or something. We'll be a little bit festive. Try and get in that spirit. Love what you guys do. Appreciate you supporting us. Best fans, best listeners in the game, hands
Yeah,
down.
and let's go DCPC. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Let's go, Alec. Let's go, everybody out there. This is our week. This is your week. This is the week.
Own it, baby. I'll tell you this, man. Y'all be good to yourselves. You deserve it.